Alright, welcome to the second portion of the week 2 assignment. The first thing you're going to need to do to complete this portion of the assignment is to download Windows 10. To get Windows 10, you're just going to click on the Windows 10 Education version and you're going to download it. Click here to download it, click here to view a key, and then click here to do the actual download. Okay, it's going to start the download. I already have it downloaded, so we won't have to wait. So what we'll do is we'll start with the virtual machine. There's two different ways you can do this. You can go first to the... Well, before we start, we do need to... no, never mind, we don't have to do anything. So we can just start. We can go to create a new virtual machine. We're going to take custom. Workstation 15 compatible. Install the operating system later. It is Windows 10, Microsoft Windows, Windows 10. We'll hit next. We're going to call this something unique, but it really doesn't matter. It's just a matter of something we can remember it by. So we're going to call it ITT116-Win-WS1. Okay, and it's going to keep that in the same folder we specified in the last assignment. We'll hit next. Okay, but next we're going to change to 2 processors and 2 cores, which beefs our Windows machine up, should make it work a little faster. And then we'll bump this up to 2 gigs. One note for any of you who are going to take 121 next, if you choose to use this as your machine, make sure you look at if you need to bump that back down. Having 1 virtual machine with this much RAM will be okay, but 2, depending on your machine, may really start to get it pretty draggy and may make it almost unusable. I have an article in my Padlet about it too if you're interested in reading about it. Okay, alright, so we're going to hit next. We're going to use NAT. We're going to stick with the LSI Logic SAS, and we're going to switch to the NVMe. Okay. And on this one, we're going to create a new drive, new virtual disk. Hit next. We're going to leave it at 60, and we're going to store as a single disk. And then we're going to click next. Okay, and then we're going to hit next. Okay, now before we finish, we're actually going to hit customize hardware, and we're going to add a network adapter, and we're going to change that to a custom special network, the GCU air gap we created. Okay, and then we're also going to add another CD-ROM, and we're going to map that to our ISO. Okay, and we're going to disconnect on power on, so we're good. Okay, and then we're going to also remove the printer. Okay, then go ahead and take a snippet of this. So this will be part of your assignment. This is how we'll prove that you've done this portion of the assignment. Okay, and now we'll start the install. To do the install, we're going to hit close. We'll hit finish. It'll bring the machine up, and we will power on this virtual machine. Hit yes, that's okay. Okay, and you're going to see it'll start to load up Windows. Okay. We'll hit next. Install now. Alright, we don't want to list our product key for now, so we're just going to go ahead and hit I don't have a product key. It's going to ask us to select a version, so we're just going to pick out a version real quick. We'd like you to use the Windows 10 Pro version. As you can probably understand, the Pro and Enterprise versions have some stuff that the Education and the Home ones don't. So we're going to hit Pro and we're going to hit Next. Okay, it's going to give us the licensing stuff. We're going to click Accept. We'll just scroll down here and then we'll hit Next again. Okay. Now here's something that sometimes is a little tricky for students. We're going to click Custom Install. And it's going to tell you that you're going to format this space, right? Oh my gosh, you're going to format this space if you go next. That's okay, because again, that's just the one drive that we created, one virtual drive we created. So it's not actually going to wipe out your hard drive or anything, nothing to be afraid of. So we'll go ahead and hit Next. Okay, and it's going to start to do its install. For the sake of the brevity of the video, I'm going to put a pause here. But as you can understand, this will take 10 or 15 minutes maybe at the most. And then we'll come back and finish the assignment. Alright, so after a few minutes, Cortana is going to come out of the dark and start talking to you. And she's going to tell you about her capabilities. We're going to hit the region, so United States, yes.
Your keyboard is set to US. Want to stick with that?
We'll stick with US.
Do you also type with another keyboard layout?
We're going to hit Skip.
Now we have some important setup to do.
And I'm going to pause the video again here while she does the setup, just to keep this video link down a little. Alright, she's all done. She's all ready to go now. It is asking about you the latest version of Windows. Let's skip that for now. That's going to be the version 2000. So we'll just skip that for now. And then it's going to ask you to sign in.
Let us know if this computer is owned by your work or school, or if it's yours.
I'm going to try and turn her off for now. So here's where we have to do something a little bit. Make sure we're doing it on the right page here, right? So we need to select an offline account and not link this with your school account. If you link this with your school account, particularly when you're an ITT121, you're going to have a big problem. So we want to avoid doing that if we can. So set it up for personal use. Hit Next. And we're going to select offline account. Okay, and you're going to just click limited experience. And you're going to put just your name. That's fine. And then we'll hit Next. And then put in a password here. Something you can remember. Okay, and then we're going to confirm your password. And then put in your security questions. I'll pause so you can't see mine. Okay, and then once you finish the questions, Cortana's going to ask you We're going to decline. We don't want Cortana involved in our life. And we're going to do no on this because I don't want that. And then it's going to ask us about all these options. We're going to disable everything. And we're going to accept. And now it's going to continue to work. I'm going to pause again while it works. Okay, you can see the install is now complete. What we're going to want to do is we're just going to look real quick. Usually VMware Tools gets installed automatically. It didn't here in this case. Let's go to Control Panel and we can just kind of show that it's not installed basically. I'll go to Programs, Programs and Features, and here you can see it's not installed. So we're going to have to manually install it. And now we're going to click Install Tools. Oh, see, and it's going to do it for us. So run the 64-bit, hit yes. It's going to do it for us here. When it asks, we're just going to pick the typical install. Just kind of roll through it. So essentially VMware Tools is the drivers between the virtual software and our operating system. So it's going to be what enables the hard drive to run and the NIC to work and everything to kind of tie together. So that's what we're installing now, is essentially the drivers. Okay, and you can, when this is done, you can have a couple of options. Either you can submit a screenshot of when it says yes, you must restart for this to work, or you can submit this thing installed in the program files. It's the same to me. There we go. Okay. Alright, now like I said, you can either take a screenshot right here and submit this, that's fine. And now we're going to restart like it tells me I have to. Okay, and now we're going to log in. You just click VM, send Control Alt Delete. You put in your password. Okay. Now we need to activate Windows. So we're going to click on the Start button and go to Settings. And at the bottom, we're going to click Windows is inactivated, activate now. We're going to click Change Product Key. And then we're going to get the number from our Azure thing earlier. If you didn't get it or don't remember it, that's okay. Just do what I'm about to do. Go back to Chrome. And go to the Azure Student Portal again. The Azure Student Portal. Okay. And it's going to give you the same key if you're wondering. So we'll view the key, and there's the key. Copy to the clipboard, and hit our VM. Hit next, and activate. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to do some cleanup tasks. We do need to power the VM off for this. So power, shut down guest. Okay, so now the machine is powered off. We're going to go back where we were before. We're going to edit the virtual machine settings. And we're just going to remove that second CD-ROM. Okay. Now we're going to hit OK. And now we're going to do something which is kind of interesting. We're going to enable host folder sharing. This is allowing essentially guest access to our file system. So go back to the same place. And as the instruction notes, if you had multiple machines, like for example, how I have a bunch there, all my machines would have to have this done individually. Okay, so on the Options tab, we're going to click Shared Folders. We're going to always enable. We're going to map this as a network drive on the host. That's a critical step too, by the way. And then we're going to hit Add, and then Next. Browse folders. And just so we have a shared folder to use, we'll go to our documents here real quick. Documents, and I'll just right click, make new, call it shared. And this is just to enable getting stuff in and out of your VM a little faster. The copy and paste will do it for the most part, but this is kind of a neat feature if you want to have a map drive inside of it. Okay, so we've got it there. We're going to browse. Go to users, me, documents, shared, okay. Next, enable the share, finish. There you go. I'll hit OK. Now we're going to power on this virtual machine. Okay. So then we're going to log in here. We're just going to do VM, send Control-Alt-Delete, put in our password, put in the right password. Okay. And then we'll get the last screenshot we need, which is the host folder sharing. Okay. Okay. You see where it says Z shared with the VM folder, VM host. Perfect. So that worked great. So just take a snapshot of that, a little snippet of that, insert that in your Word document, and you'll be all good. All right, thank you very much for your attention. That's the end of this assignment. I'll move one more video on for the networking portion that we're going to do in the last of the 3 assignments. All right, thanks very much. Let me know if you have any questions.